See, you ever know that feeling when somebody orders your item on eBay and you're already very happy that yes, an item has finally sold, especially when eBay sales are very, very slow and you finally hear that sound, that eBay sound that makes you feel like yes, eBay hasn't forgotten you, something has sold, but almost immediately you get a request that the buyer wants to cancel the transaction. This is so painful. If you ever know what that feels like, go ahead and comment in the comment section. This, believe me, is very, very painful. You have been waiting for that one sale that will just reassure you again that this whole project that you are doing, this whole selling on eBay thing, is not an effort in futility. And then your jubilation, your happiness is just cut short because the buyer has requested that he or she wants to cancel the transaction. It could be very, very disheartening. Had it not once, not twice, not thrice. In my eBay selling career, I've come to understand that this is what it is. Things like this are bound to happen. But then in this video, I'm going to be telling you why this is not entirely something that is a bad thing. See, it shouldn't always make you discouraged. Sometimes you just have to be thankful that yes, a buyer has decided to cancel a transaction, because if you sell in the electronics category, you already understand that yes, electronics items are very, very fragile, and if you attempt to send it to a buyer that doesn't really want it, the buyer wants to send it back, it's almost certain that this item is going to be coming back, not in the condition that it was originally sent out. There is every possibility that this item will be sent back to you with some scratches or some defects, or if you are not even lucky, it's possible the item will be broken altogether. Take an example, this laptop here, buyer doesn't want it, and I have sent it already, neatly packed, done my due diligence to make sure that the item arrives safely, and now the item arrives at the buyer's, and because the buyer wasn't originally interested in buying it, perhaps, well, I'm not so sure why he or she clicked first on the buy it now button. The buyer now wants to return it. First of all, the buyer is not going to be concerned about the safety of the item. He or she is going to be thinking that, yes, I've just bought from eBay. I qualify for the 30 days return policy that the seller is offering. I'm just going to send the item back. If the buyer will do a good job to send the item back, then that will not be painful. But sometimes, what I've come to understand is that a lot of buyers tend to send items back shabbily. Even though I have used very good packaging materials, sometimes buyers that I have seen sometimes are very, very careless. They just take the item, junk it in the box, and just want to send it back. So there are so many benefits that might come from somebody actually canceling a transaction. First of all, you don't have to waste packaging materials shipping the item off to the buyers. You can just easily save your packaging materials for another serious buyer that will actually come around and buy the item. Secondly, you actually prevent the item from being damaged during transit. If the buyer has bought it and he or she doesn't want it, it's so good, the item doesn't need to be in transit and reduces the risk that the item will be damaged during transportation. Another thing is that you also have to save on the return label. It's so painful when the profit margin is already very little and somebody still buys your item and then the person wants to send it back to you, and because you are a business seller, you already promised that returns will be free, and in this case, you have to actually send a return label to the person that has bought the item. And it could be very painful, to be double losses, and I believe that no responsible businessman or businesswoman will want to be dealing with such losses. So if you get a notification from eBay that somebody that bought your item wants to cancel it, the reaction that you should have should not always be that of anger. It shouldn't always be that of, oh, why not again? Why would somebody want to cancel a transaction that has already been consummated? The thing is, you should be happy that, yes, you didn't have to spend time packaging an item that will ultimately be returned back to you. Yes, I understand. I get it. It could be very painful, but these are some of the things that you have to learn to deal with when you have committed to becoming a reseller. I hope this little tip motivates you, encourages you, because I understand that, yes, motivation could be at an all-time low, especially because of all what's going on in the world. Sales are not going through like it should be. But believe me, this is just a phase. I've been there before. I've seen this over and over and again. Hold on to what you are doing. Stay motivated, even in spite of no motivation. Continue to do the things that you have committed yourself to doing, which is reselling, and ensure that with each item you send out, you are doing your best to deliver a very good and quality service to the people that buy from you. Go ahead and click on the like button, subscribe to the channel. Until I see you again in the next one, peace.